Good morning. I'm Neha Krishna Kumar from Jain Heritage School. My question is to Sir Ramesh Ramanathan. The caste-based reservation in our society is leading to fragmentation of the society on caste or communal lines. Will not a reservation system based on economic parameters do more justice to the underprivileged sections of the society? What parameters would you suggest to do more justice to these sections of the society?
It's a complicated question. Have you seen the latest movie that got released with Amitabh Bachchan in it? Arakshan. The movie is about this. I think it's a very difficult question because India is a very complex society with lots of castes and communities that have historically not had the same chance. So let me break it into two parts, right? One is, I think a forward-looking India must be an India where everybody has an equal opportunity to succeed and be the best that they can be. But that's an easy thing to say because lots of communities don't have the access to that equal opportunity. So how do we ensure that everybody gets to stand at the same starting line if they have to run the same race? And so to some extent we do need to give some support. But what's happened unfortunately in a democracy, in a political system, is that these principles get distorted over time, and that's what we are seeing today in India. So do we have reservations for education? Do you have reservations for government jobs? Do you have reservations in political systems? And now, of course, the debate is also about reservations in private sector and so on. Now, I think that taking that to the extreme is too far. But this is not a debate where there is a simple answer which will have resolution. So I think the only way to resolve this debate is to keep discussing it and keep ensuring that those who are backward over a generation or two get the opportunity to move up in life.
So when would this take place? I mean, when would you come up with an...
Let me give you one piece of statistics. This is Bangalore. This is the IT capital of India. Yeah. We have close to 1 crore of people living here. And when Meher was introducing me, she talked about the fact that I do some work in urban financial inclusion. And we are learning, right, about people who are excluded. Bangalore has 70% of the population without bank accounts. 70% of Bangalore. It's astonishing. Yeah. These are the invisible poor, right? So somehow we don't get to see them because, the malls and the streets and the formal economy is so overwhelming that you can lose sight of this. So I think we as a group, those of us who are privileged, those of us who've had the opportunity, must remain sensitive. I know that it pays a price, but then many people have paid a price for many generations.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Young lady, I want to thank you for having raised this issue. You're quite right when you point out that as far as our subcontinent is concerned, this day and age, the emphasis on the caste factor has been overdone. And to some extent, it's not only the political class, but to some extent the judiciary is also responsible for the present state of affairs. I share your view that the emphasis has now got to shift, and one has got to look into the economic criteria far more than the background aspect, and it will require a radical change of policy and attitude. And I do believe that we should work towards this. Thank you.
There's also,
I want to make a point.
Sorry.
I want to take on what Ramesh said. The solution to this is to create surplus capacity. Let me give you an example in the engineering colleges. India has about 3,800 engineering colleges today with 1.5 million seats this year. Only 1.2 million seats have been taken up. So there's surplus capacity. So once you have a situation where there's surplus capacity, this kind of a, reservation where somebody may feel deprived will go away because there's enough for everybody. So we got to create that, and that is the apt solution. Today, if the cake is small, we keep on cutting into smaller and smaller pieces and everybody gets upset. The thing is to expand the cake so there is little bit for everybody, may not be too much, but little bit for everybody, and that is the solution.
Mohan, while I agree with you, The problem with the surplus capacity is that just 15% of this capacity that we generate is meant for the real poor. 85% of the capacity that we generate either go on merit or it goes to those who can afford the capitation fee. Now the problem with merit is that education, which is supposed to provide and address every kind of an instrument for social change and every kind of inequities, has actually legitimized inequities, because starting from the first standard, a child of the well-off gets the benefit of a private tuition, home learning, and so on and so forth, and they are unable to compete with others and get into a merit seat. Therefore, we need to look at it a little more broadly.